Today we're going to talk about Karel's syntax, and we're going to talk about Karel's coding environment. Your objective today will be able to explain what an IDE is and how to use it, and we'll talk about that right now. So an IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, and it's not so important that you memorize what it stands for, but that you understand what it is. And it's a program or platform or app where programmers can write and edit and run their code, such as Scratch, Scratch Junior, and now CodeHS. We're going to be using Karel's coding environment. So when we code, we may be using different IDEs depending on the computer language we're using. When we use block codes, our code might look something like this. Small chunks of code in different areas. When we click on the green flag, the programming environment figures out what order to run all of this code. In Karel, our code will look more like this. So let's look at Karel's IDE. First of all, on the left side, you'll see your goal. This is what you want your program to look like in the end. Underneath that are a list of commands that you can use. Now that list is going to get longer as you learn more commands. In the center is the programming area, and this is where you're going to write all your lines of code. On the right side, there are a lot of different things that we'll talk about. First of all, the Run button will start running any code that you have written in your programming area. These little symbols will allow you to step forward or back or pause your program. This is a really good place to go to if you are debugging your code. You can step through your code one line at a time. The turtle and rabbit allow you to speed up or slow down how fast the computer or the programming environment runs your program. If you've run your program and you need to make some changes and start over and try some new code, this reset button will put Karel back to her starting point. So let's talk about what really happens when we click on the Run button in Karel. The computer reads all of the code before running any of it. When we're writing code in text, it may look like all of the code will run one line after another. But really, the programming environment reads all of the code and then decides if it has to jump around in a different order. So remember, an IDE is an app or a coding environment that allows us to write and run code.